What is truth? It's a question that's been asked by thousands of people on every continent in every generation. From Pontius Pilate to Johnny Cash, this query has plagued humankind. Chances are the question has haunted you early in the hours in the morning when you can't sleep and you're all alone in the room. You've asked yourself, what do I believe? What's my purpose? What can I trust to be truth? For me, the answer is Jesus Christ. He said it himself, I am the way, the truth, and the life. But wait, that's in the Bible, right? How do you even know that the Judeo-Christian Bible is trustworthy? I want to give you a tool that will answer some of your questions about the veracity of the Judeo-Christian Holy Scriptures. The acronym is simple, G MAPS. G, the greatest story ever written. It was written over a period of 1,600 years by 40 different authors on 3 continents in 3 languages, yet it tells just one story. Other sacred texts simply do not have the same credibility. Let's use the rest of the acrostic to sustain this hypothesis. Manuscripts. The ancient text is reliable and plentiful. There have been non-biblical historians that mention biblical cities, people, and specifically mention Jesus. Josephus was a historian and advisor to 3 different Roman emperors, and his work alone validates the character of Christ and other people and places within his accounts. Other notable historians also gave credence to the historic accuracy of biblical scenes and characters. The sacred text of another faith, the Book of Mormon, cannot make this claim. Not one of the cities in its pages are mentioned by other historians. But how do we know that we have the original scriptures? In 1947, a young shepherd boy found large clay pots in a cave on the West Bank in Israel. These were proven to be the oldest known copies of the Old Testament, and they read almost word for word identically to our modern version. We also have almost 25,000 handwritten ancient copies of the New Testament. Compare this to the Quran. Because most of the old copies of the book were commanded by early Muslim leaders to be destroyed, there are very few original manuscripts. What is reported to be the world's oldest copy of the Muslim scripture predates both the vision of Muhammad and its later dictation. It is also only 80% complete, and there are more than 2,000 differences to today's manuscript. So, G, greatest story ever told. M, the manuscripts. Next is A for archaeology. This is where it gets really exciting. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls have come tumbling down. This song that you sang as a child wasn't just for fun, it's truth. And archaeologists have found the walls of Jericho. And when they found them, the walls had not been pressed in as an army would press them in from the outside to defeat the land. No, they collapsed, just as it said in the scriptures. For many years, the lack of an extra biblical account regarding one of the Bible's central characters was a mark against its truth. King David was missing from history. But in 1993, a stone tablet was unearthed. The Tel Dan stele dated back to the 9th century BC and specifically mentioned the House of David. I knew we'd find him. These are just 2 of thousands of archaeological proofs of the people, places, and events of the scriptures. So moving down the acrostic, we arrive at prophecy. There are more than 2,500 biblical prophecies, and 2,000 of them have already been fulfilled. The rise and fall of Babylon and Egypt, the multiple enslavements and rescues of the Jewish people, the birthplace of Christ, the kind of death he would die, and the second destruction of Jerusalem. These are just a few of the prophecies which have been proven. Finally, we come to S, scientific foreknowledge. Long before Greek scientists discovered that the earth was not flat, the prophet Isaiah called the earth a circle, and Job said that God hung it upon nothing. They were years ahead of the common understanding because they were inspired by the Creator himself. In the 1800s, Matthew Morey was listening to his daughter read the scriptures, and when she came to the phrase in Psalm 8:8, the paths of the sea, he was inspired to find them. He's credited with the discovery of the warm and cold continental currents, but he heard it from the Bible first. The Bible is not a science book primarily, but when it mentions the natural world, you can be sure that it will be proven accurate. So to recap, G is the greatest story ever told. M, the ancient manuscripts are historically viable. A, archaeology has given physical proof. P, prophecies have been fulfilled. And S, scientific foreknowledge proves that the Creator knows the rules he set in place. The Judeo-Christian sacred text is the solid source for truth, unrefutable, infallible, without error. So when doubt comes knocking at my door, my heart rests assured that truth is found in the time-tested pages of the Holy Bible. The next time someone asks you, what is truth? I hope that you will have the confidence to answer. The trusted scriptures say that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life.